Hello drama lovers, welcome back to my channel. Breaking news. It happened in seconds, yet the world hasn't stopped talking about it. At an airport filled with strangers, Bailu and Joseph Zeng crossed paths again. One glance, one quiet smile, and the internet exploded. Was it just coincidence, or fate gently pulling two hearts back together? Because sometimes destiny doesn't need a script, it only needs a moment. The video begins with the soft hum of airport announcements, the rhythmic sound of rolling suitcases, and the faint chatter of travelers. Then the camera pans, and there she is, Bailu, elegant and calm, wearing a white sweater and a face mask, walking through the terminal with her usual quiet grace. And just a few meters away, Joseph Zeng, tall, composed, dressed in casual comfort, his cap pulled low. Neither of them seemed to notice the cameras. Neither seemed to be performing. Yet fate clearly had its own timing. As fans later described online, it was the moment their eyes met, fleeting, but unmistakable. Bailu glanced up for just a heartbeat. Joseph, mid-step, looked her way. And though neither said a word, the energy between them felt magnetic. It was the kind of silence that says more than dialogue ever could. Within hours, that tiny clip, barely 6 seconds long, flooded Weibo, Douyin, Twitter, and TikTok. Fans began slowing down the footage, replaying it frame by frame, searching for proof of emotion. Some swore they saw Joseph's lips curve slightly, like a smile he tried to hide. Others noticed Bailu's subtle reaction, her shoulders stiffening just before she looked away, as if surprised by the sudden rush of memory. And maybe she was. After all, for fans who watched one and only their hit historical drama, that glance felt like déjà vu. The chemistry between Bailu and Joseph Zeng on screen was unforgettable. Their portrayals of Zhou Shengchen and Shi Yi captured hearts across Asia, a tragic love story that left viewers in tears long after the final episode ended. The way he looked at her in that drama with quiet devotion became iconic. And now, years later, fans were watching him look at her again, but this time, in real life. The parallels were too strong to ignore. It's like Shi Yi and Zhou Shengchen found each other again, one fan commented. Another wrote, they don't even need to act. The love is still there. And that's how it began, a simple encounter turning into a storm of speculation, emotion, and hope. Because in the world of K-drama and C-drama fandoms, love stories never really end. They just take on new forms. And as the clip spread across the internet, something magical started to happen. People who once shipped them years ago came back, sharing edits, writing fanfics, and whispering online, could this be real this time? To understand why this airport moment shook the internet, we have to go back to the story that started it all. When One and Only first aired, Bailu and Joseph Zeng weren't just co-stars. They were soul mirrors, actors who carried an ancient, poetic kind of chemistry that felt too natural to be rehearsed. Viewers could sense something deeper, a connection that transcended the screen. Every glance, every pause between their lines, it felt alive. Real. Painfully real. After the show's tragic ending, their reunion in the modern-day sequel Forever and Ever gave fans hope for a happy ending that reality had denied. Yet even then, rumors began to swirl. Were they close off camera? Did they stay in touch? Neither ever confirmed. They smiled through interviews, praised each other as acting, but always maintained that quiet, respectful distance. Then came years of silence. Both stars grew in their careers. Bailu became one of China's most beloved actresses, shining until The End of the Moon and other major dramas. Joseph Zeng took on powerful, mature roles, earning respect as an actor who values privacy over popularity. They moved on, at least publicly. That's why this airport moment hit so deeply. It wasn't just about two celebrities being seen together. It was about memory. Nostalgia. The question of what if. In the eyes of fans, that single meeting reignited something they didn't realize they'd been waiting for, a feeling that maybe, just maybe, some stories never really end. Some even began pointing out coincidences. They both had overlapping schedules in Shanghai. They both posted travel photos around the same time. They even liked similar posts, subtle, easily overlooked, unless you were a fan paying attention. But perhaps what made it all so captivating wasn't the rumors themselves. It was the emotion behind them. Because deep down, everyone watching that video wanted to believe in something beautiful, that two people who once shared such authentic chemistry might still feel something, even years later. As one fan beautifully wrote, maybe it wasn't planned. Maybe fate just wanted to remind them, and us, that some souls recognize each other, no matter how much time has passed. By the next morning, hashtags like Bailu Joseph Zeng reunion and Shi Yi and Zhou Shengchen live on dominated social media. Fan edits flooded YouTube and TikTok, pairing airport footage with melancholic soundtracks, soft piano, the oast from One and Only, even whispers of their old lines, even if I can't hold you in this life, may I meet you in the next. People weren't just shipping two celebrities anymore. They were holding onto the idea of love that survives distance, time, and silence. That's the power of parasocial emotion, but also the beauty of human hope. And then, something unexpected happened. Joseph Zeng's studio quietly updated their schedule, mentioning personal time right after his flight. Bailu's team released behind-the-scenes photos from a project. Smiling softly in a cafe, fans began connecting dots, creating theories that spun into trending threads. But amidst the chaos, one thing stood out: neither Bailu nor Joseph denied or clarified anything. No statements. No explanations. Just silence. And somehow, that silence spoke louder than any denial could. Because when two people have once shared something profound, whether on screen or in real life, sometimes words aren't necessary. Sometimes the absence of denial is its own kind of answer.